So I wanted to share some security survey data that we did in 2016. And we asked solution providers in the channel, because we wanted to really get at mid-market organizations. We asked them, what are the 3 high-risk areas in their customer environments? And solution providers told us that laptops and workstation risks were extremely high-risk area, at least for their clients. Insider errors and lack of judgment came up very high in the second slot there. And I should say insider errors are not necessarily, or insider threats are not necessarily malicious in nature. I think 9 times out of 10 we're talking about insider errors, mistakes made by organizations that result in some kind of data leakage, a lack of judgment. And then finally, mobile device risks. And what we're seeing with that, I think, is not necessarily mobile malware, but just the fact that more and more employees are using their mobile device to authenticate to online resources, right? I wanted to also say that one of the issues that is driving some of the interest in the endpoint is ransomware, and ransomware, locks up an individual's machine and can spread very quickly and result in some data leakage. And from my experience from talking to organizations that have gone through ransomware infections, and in some cases multiple ransomware infections, it forces them to really take a look at their data governance policies. And we also asked where you think you'll be spending over the next 12 to 18 months. And what we found was a big focus on data security, data loss prevention, and other data security products. 63% of those surveys, over 300 solution providers that we asked, data loss prevention was what they were being asked for from their clients. Information on data loss prevention solutions and other data security solutions like encryption and tokenization, et cetera, folder encryption. Mobile modern network security infrastructure. Organizations are looking to modernize their network security infrastructure. And modern endpoint security solutions. I think that the ransomware outbreak has really caused organizations to take a look at the endpoint security solutions that they have in place and look for something fresh, something they haven't necessarily seen before to put in place at the endpoint, with the hopes that it would provide better protection. I also asked the question about what the solution providers, and these are security consultancies, could be a trusted managed service provider or reseller, asked them what they are dealing with in their clients' organization, their clients' corporate network. And it does go back to messaging security and some of the other risks associated with attacks that come via email. It could be a malicious file attachment or a malicious link. So phishing was the top concern, along with ransomware, and shouldn't be a surprise. Spyware and web-borne malware, always an issue. I think security vendors are doing a better job at providing web-based protection, but continues to be an issue because employees can browse to even legitimate websites. An ad library, for example, a third-party advertising network that is embedded within a very popular website, can actually serve up malware in some cases. And we have seen those kinds of attacks at some very high-profile websites.